Researchers have returned from a Pacific Ocean expedition to study a massive toxic algae bloom that extends from California to Alaska. And what they saw startled them. As King 5 environmental reporter Allison Morrow explains, the bloom is prompting serious concern about the future of shellfish.
The water these dolphins are jumping through looks normal, but it's lethal to certain marine life and yet entirely invisible unless seen through a microscope.
Overlapping kind of chain that they form. The chains that we saw off of Central California were some of the longest we've ever seen.
Anthony Odell is one of several analysts studying Pseudonychia. It's a phytoplankton that produces toxic domoic acid. Odell took samples on this boat in the Pacific for several weeks.
It looked like it was grown in a lab. It was so thick.
Odell says the toxic algae cells were healthy and robust. The bloom extended 40 miles wide and 640 feet deep. It's kept Stacy Bruce from harvesting razor clams this season. The clams are filled with domoic acid. Some worry a sign the bloom is spelling doom for shellfish.
I would be kind of lost without the beach and clam digging and doing all that stuff down here. I wouldn't know what to do.
Bruce is a member of the Quinault Indian Nation, people whose centuries-old relationship with razor clams is now in jeopardy. Add to it, a large portion of Dungeness crab fisheries also closed because of domoic acid.
It's unthinkable to, imagine a time in the future where we're explaining to our young children what shellfish and razor clams tasted like, what they look like, and that they no longer exist.
But experts like Odell worry that day may come. Marine life are already suffering. Their food sources contaminated.
Looking out, knowing this toxic plankton bloom extends 40 miles offshore, that there's no place that they can swim away, to go find anchovies and sardines and things to eat. I felt really bad for them.
Recent samples on Odell's microscope show the problem persists on Washington's coast.
Wow, it's definitely back and healthy now.
And Odell knows his work
right there
has only just begun. In Tahola, Allison Morrow, King 5 News.
Most toxic algae blooms are gone in a week or two, but this one has grown for months. Researchers now plan to use the data collected to figure out where the algae bloom originated and what conditions allowed it to grow so big.